Hello students, welcome back to a new video of Sunanda's tutorial. In this video, we will discuss a new chapter of ecology, that is ecological succession. It is very important chapter or very important topic for BSc and MSc botany students. So let's start. In plus 2 also we have some basics about the ecological succession. So let's start. First of all, an important characteristic of all communities. Communities are group of population. The communities is that their composition and structure constantly change in response to the changing environment. As the environment changes, the structure and composition of species or communities also change according to the change in the environment where they live. This change is orderly and sequential, parallel with the changes in the physical environment. These changes lead finally to a community that is in near equilibrium with the environment, and that is the climax community. So this change occur, and finally at a certain point, they become stable. They do not change further. So that community which is stable is known as the climax community. It is the final stage of this succession or gradual change. So this gradual and fairly predictable change in the species composition of a given area is called ecological succession. During the succession process, some species colonize an area and their population become more numerous. That means they grow in that population. Whereas populations of other species decline, even disappear. The entire sequence of communities that successively change in a given area called zeer. So these communities which gradually changes, these communities are called zeers, zeer or zeers. The individual transitional community are termed as zeral states or zeral community. According to E.P. Odum in 1971, the ecological succession is an orderly process of community change in an unit area. It is a process of change in species composition in an ecosystem over the time. In simple terms, it is a process of ecosystem development in nature. So in this way, ecosystem develop. Then types of succession. One is primary succession. Generally, succession begins at a bare land or newly exposed site, and that was previously not occupied by any sort of living organism. So that type of succession is known as primary succession. Then secondary succession starts at the site that has previously built up substrate with already existing living matter. Then autogenic succession, after succession has begun, its vegetation itself, the vegetation means the plants present in that community itself, cause its own replacement by new communities known as the autogenic succession. Then cyclic succession, this refers to the species repeated occurrence of certain stages of succession. So the repeated occurrence of certain stages is in a cyclic manner, so it is cyclic succession. Then allogenic succession, when replacement of existing community is caused by other external condition and not by the existing vegetation itself, this is called allogenic succession. This autogenic succession and allogenic succession terms are very important. Generally they come in your exams. Then autotrophic succession, it is characterized by early and continued dominance of autotrophic organism in a succession. Autotrophic organisms are green plants. So when The green plants occur dominantly in each phase of the succession is known as autotrophic succession. In contrast, it is heterotrophic succession, where the early dominance of heterotrophs occur, like bacteria, actinomycetes, fungi, animal. Then induced succession activities such as overgrazing, pollution, scrapping may cause induced succession. Then retrogressive succession, a return to simpler or less dense community is known as retrogressive succession. That means generally during the change occur from simple to complex, but sometimes this complex community again returns back to simpler community, and that type of succession is known as retrogressive succession. Then the general procedure of succession: at first nudation, the development of bare land or bare area is called as nudation. Then invasion, this is the successful establishment of species in that bare area. Generally the species come and flourish there in the bare land. This invasion process occurs in three sub-steps. One is migration. When the area becomes bare, some plants from nearby localities move into it in the form of propagules. Several agencies may help in the migration. Then after migration, ekesis. It is a process of establishment of immigrants. It is not necessary that all the migrated propagules must stabilize. The stabilization process depends greatly on the condition prevailing in that area. Then aggregation. After ekesis, as a result of reproduction, individual species increase in number and they come close to each other. This process is known as aggregation. Then competition. After aggregation, large number of individual of species at limited space develop competition mainly for space and nutrition. Then reaction. This is the most important stage of the succession. The mechanism of modification of the environment through the influence of living organisms on it is called the reaction. Then stabilization. Finally, a stable community appear in the succession step, and that is the final community, and that is the climax and stable community. That is the final stage of the succession. So it is all about the succession, different types of succession and steps included under the ecological succession. In my next class, I will discuss about hydrozoa and xerozoa. That means the succession occur in aquatic ecosystem and terrestrial ecosystem, hydrozoa and xerozoa. So stay tuned and enjoy my videos like this, and please like, share and subscribe. Thank you.